I remember the first time I was invited for a lecture in Boston, many years ago, more than 25 years ago or something like that. The guys that promoted the thing, they announced it through a leaflet, you know, that would put that, come, join Gilberto Gil, the conversationalist.
They were right then.
I want you to join me on that. La 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 la. Come on. La 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 la. Well done. We had been living since then in a culture of smoothness, softness, you know, like velvet surfaces, velvet-like surfaces, you know, extremely soft and cool and that sort of thing. So when I saw the Stones, mostly the Stones, rather than the Beatles kept a little, you know, that mild thing. I mean, but the Stones, they really came with the kind of thing that I said, oh, we can listen to that and we can feel that as music, as, you know, we can feel they are telling us things, they are communicating with us, they are pleasing us with that.
With that
Yeah. And now we go together again.
I don't know even if it's correct to say, I mean, it probably is incorrect to say that you started something called Tropicalism, because it isn't really a movement, but I'd love you to, I mean, you've described it so many times and I could quote so many things, but now as you reflect back on it, you know, this hybrid form with all these influences, with all this energy, with all this appetite for the continents. What was it? And I'd love you to illustrate it also musically.
There was a mix of my enthusiasm in the sense that we were discussing here with the rational sense of interfering, of being useful, of being, you know, that Caetano has. He thought in 1967 to 66 to 67, that was about time to bring the reality of Brazilian music to the, you know, contemporary moments that we were living everywhere. I mean, a new purpose, you know, for Brazilian music.
But establish also and destabilize.
Of course. I mean, to establish a new thing, you have to destabilize an old one.
And it got you into trouble.
And then it got us into trouble.
But to
From
what?
The musical.
But to what? What were you doing that was so naughty? Because was it an attitude? I mean, to go back to that word, an attitude. Because
attitude, the speech, the dressing, the growing, the hairs long, bringing the distortion device for the electric guitars and all the new forms of seeing the role of the family, the role of the father, you know, those sort of things. I mean, the whole change of attitude. And the problem was that at the same time, the military man took, you know, care of the government, of the power, of the political power in Brazil. Got rid of the parties, got rid of the Congress, and then they would like to get rid of.
You were left. You were next.
Yeah,
you were next on. You were next on the list. And you made the list.
Because we made the list. They put us in jail. they for 3 months, and then in home confinement in Bahia for another 6 months, and then exile. And they just said, go out, you know.
Could you illustrate a moment of Tropicalismo for us musically?
Musically?
Yeah.
Okay. I will do a song that was my ending for the Tropicalia times in Brazil, when I left Brazil to exile, okay? O Rio de Janeiro continua lindo. O Rio de Janeiro continua sendo. O Rio de Janeiro, fevereiro e março. Alô, alô, realengo. Aquele abraço, torcida do Flamengo. Aquele abraço, alô, alô, realengo. Aquele abraço, alô, torcida do Flamengo. Aquele abraço.
You said about that moment, we were young people from different parts of the country who understood we belong to the world and the world belongs to us. We are part of everything and we are in every part. That consciousness pushed us to create a new music that was at the same time the oldest music. We uncovered tradition, we paid tribute to our old masters, we celebrated the new revelations of bossa nova and allowed ourselves to be shaken by the whirlwind of rock and roll. We believe that the future was to live in the present. That read to me like a manifesto, really, of Tropicalismo.
In a sense,
yeah.
We had many manifestos.
Yeah, but this is one of them.
This
is
could be
not
one.
A bad one.
Not a bad one. Aquele abraço, todo o povo brasileiro. Aquele abraço. O Rio de Janeiro continua lindo. That was a farewell song, you know.